Understanding the roots of intolerance. The psychology of hate. Have you ever wondered why hate seems to permeate our society today, spreading across social media and affecting our daily lives? Imagine scrolling through your social media feed, and every other post is drenched in venomous comments and divisive rhetoric. You can't help but wonder, how did we reach a point where hate feels almost normalized in our daily interactions? What if we told you that behind every hateful comment or action lies a complex web of psychology and fear? Today, we're diving into the psychology of hate, a powerful emotion that can spread like wildfire, fueled by fear, ignorance, and a desperate need for control. But amidst the chaos, there's a glimmer of hope. Understanding and empathy can serve as potent antidotes, paving the way for healing and connection. Join us as we unravel the roots of this pervasive sentiment and explore how we can foster a world where compassion triumphs over hatred. Welcome back to our channel Psychology in Depth. If this video resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe for more insights on navigating complex relationships and empowering yourself. Join us as we're diving deep into the psychology of hate. Join us as we unpack the intricacies of hate and discover the steps we can take to foster a more compassionate society. Now let's dive in. Today, hate is nearly ubiquitous, infiltrating various forms of media and fostering a pervasive sense of division and coldness. People express hate for countless reasons, often hiding behind their screens to lash out at those with opposing views. It's all too easy to absorb this anger and rage, but understanding can serve as a powerful antidote, bringing warmth and clarity to the chaos. While we may not be able to eliminate hate entirely, we can diminish its intensity through understanding and empathy, allowing us to take its manifestations less personally and empowering us to effect meaningful change. Hate is a potent negative emotion directed at individuals, ideas, or groups, intertwined with feelings of anger, contempt, and disgust. When we hate someone or something, we tend to believe that nothing positive exists about them and that we share no common ground. Research in psychology reveals that hate often arises from mistrust, feelings of powerlessness, or vulnerability. History consistently demonstrates that hate is frequently tied to struggles for power and control, where one group seeks to dominate another, leading to oppression and violence. Moreover, hate can stem from ignorance and a lack of exposure to different cultures, beliefs, and ways of life. A poignant example of this is the European colonization of the Americas. When European settlers arrived in the New World, they encountered indigenous peoples with cultures, languages, and lifestyles vastly different from their own. Lacking in understanding and appreciation of these diverse ways of life, many European colonizers regarded indigenous cultures as inferior or even savage. This tragic chapter in history starkly illustrates how ignorance and narrow worldviews can give rise to hate and intolerance, resulting in lasting damage to entire cultures and communities. Recognizing that hateful actions are not always born of genuine malice is essential. They often stem from deeper issues such as misunderstanding, fear, or a lack of empathy. For instance, during the Salem witch trials in the late 17th century, fear and ignorance fueled many of the accusations and subsequent executions. Similarly, the internment of Japanese Americans during World War II was primarily driven by fear and racial prejudice, following the attack on Pearl Harbor. While deeply harmful, these actions were rooted in a lack of understanding and the projection of fear onto innocent people. Science supports the idea that hate often arises from complex psychological and social factors. Research in psychology indicates that hate can be a response to perceived threats or significant social and economic stress. For example, studies have shown that individuals who feel economically threatened may be more likely to harbor prejudices against those they view as competitors for resources. Neuroscience also reveals that the brain regions activated by fear and threat overlap significantly with those activated by feelings of hatred, suggesting that these emotions are closely linked. Understanding these factors can help us better comprehend the roots of hate and how to address it, providing us with a more enlightened and proactive approach to combat hate. Additionally, dehumanization occurs when individuals or groups are perceived as less than human, stripping them of their dignity and worth. This mindset can lead to hateful actions as it becomes easier to justify mistreatment or violence against those seen as other. A simple way to understand dehumanization is to think of it as the process of making someone seem less human, often by using derogatory language or stereotypes. For example, during the Holocaust, the Nazi regime's propaganda relentlessly portrayed Jewish people as subhuman, which facilitated widespread acceptance of their horrific persecution and genocide. This dehumanization allowed countless atrocities to be committed with little opposition from the broader society. Understanding that hate often stems from deeper issues encourages us to look beyond the surface. By examining the underlying causes, whether it's ignorance, fear, or a lack of empathy, we can better address and mitigate hateful behaviors. This understanding, coupled with a strong sense of empathy, empowers us to take a more enlightened and proactive approach to combat hate, rather than simply reacting to its manifestations. So, how do you combat hate? Instead of focusing on those who spread hate, embrace and celebrate who you are within your community and belief system. By standing firm in your identity, you affirm your worth and serve as a guide to acceptance for others. Additionally, education is crucial to combat hate towards others. Educating children early on involves informing them about different cultures, histories, and experiences, and critically evaluating your biases. The most potent weapon against hate is empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. By practicing empathy, you can create spaces where love can flourish, ultimately diminishing the power of hate in society. By embracing empathy, you make a more compassionate world where understanding and respect guide your actions and interactions. You can't control others or what they decide to do with their emotions, but you can be an agent of change by embodying love and acceptance. While we may not be able to eradicate hate entirely, understanding its roots and manifestations gives us the power to mitigate its impact. We can create a more compassionate society by developing empathy, promoting education, and embracing our diverse identities with pride. Each act of understanding and kindness chips away at the walls of hate, paving the way for a world where love and respect prevail. But amidst the chaos, there's a glimmer of hope. Understanding and empathy can serve as potent antidotes, paving the way for healing and connection. Let me share a personal story that illustrates this point. A few years ago, I attended a community meeting where a heated debate erupted over a new policy affecting local immigrant families. Emotions were running high, and I found myself surrounded by people who felt deeply threatened. At first, I felt the tension and wanted to retreat. But then, I decided to speak up and share my own family's story of coming to this country. I talked about the challenges we faced and how we navigated them together. As I spoke, I saw some faces soften. People began to listen. Suddenly, the conversation shifted from anger and division to curiosity and understanding. It was as if the walls of hate started to crumble just a bit, allowing for a conversation rooted in empathy instead. That experience taught me that when we share our stories, we invite others to see our shared humanity. It reminded me that empathy can bridge even the deepest divides. Understanding that hate often stems from deeper issues encourages us to look beyond the surface. By examining the underlying causes, whether it's ignorance, fear, or a lack of empathy, we can better address and mitigate hateful behaviors. This understanding, coupled with a strong sense of empathy, empowers us. Thanks for watching! If you found this video insightful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more content on psychology. We'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences. Drop a comment below and join the conversation. Your engagement helps us bring more valuable content your way. See you in the next video.